Liliana tick up. Can discard a dead counter spell or something. Extra Shieldred. So Liliana's not too bad. But we are just waiting to figure out who we are up against round one. It says pairings should be in top deck. I'm not seeing. Nope. Not quite yet. Oh. So as soon as the pairings go live, I'll figure that out. I'm going to throw my, I guess, top deck link up over all the chat. So as soon as it starts, I will not be interacting with chat at all. But I will be talking through my lines and decisions and whatnot. So we'll do that. And then can come back after the end of the round and we can go over all the punts that I made. All right. We've got pairings. Who is making... We got Darkest Mage, round one. So, constructed, standard. I think it's tournament practice. Say who makes the match. I'm assuming copy V. All right, 2 players. I guess I gotta make it or add Darkest Mage. Darkest Mage. Buddy. Really feel like it should show who for anyone who hasn't made a lobby before, the process is detailed and event information. Add your opponent as a buddy. Click on the appropriate standard tournament practice room. Ensure your deck and sideboard appear on the right-hand side of the screen. Click the sideboard tab to view it. Create a match of the following settings. 2 players, buddies only. Allow watchers. Invite opponent to join. Just mage. MTGO creator showdown. Focused mage. Create. Sure that they're not. Oh, wait. There we go. All right. On to round number 1. Sideboard. What are they playing? A Lumra Aftermath Analyst combo deck with Pitiless Karma. Sacrifice any number of permanents you control and draw that many cards. Draw cards, you say. They do have a Deep Cavern Bat. I think I'm going to keep on the back of Shieldred. Analyst is a 2-drop to concern. So I could Dark Slick Shores, hold up, cut down for the potential analyst. So I think I'll do that. That way I can hopefully curve turn 1 cut down into turn 2 bat. Pillage the Bog. Sure. So looking at some cards. 3 Pillage the Bog. You go for the throat. 1 cut down. So not a ton of ways to interact with Shieldred. Tough decision. Spell Stutter. Would I rather Spell Stutter than Bat? They could Pitiless Carnage here. But they probably just plot Pitiless Carnage, so I want a Deep Cavern Bat to potentially stop that. Double Carnage, fair. Gix's Command, I don't really care about. Nissa is a little annoying. They currently don't have the second black to plot. So I think I want to take the Nissa because I can't cut down it. And I can cut down the Aftermath Analyst. So yeah, we'll take the Nissa. Say go. Escape Tunnel, you got it. And crack in for 1. Make sure this doesn't have reach. Put down the analyst. Pass with spell stutter up. And hopefully get to interact with something. Untap, drop Shieldred down next turn. And see where we go from there. Plot of Carnage. All right, looks like our game plan is Shieldred into more Shieldred. Go. Carnage gone. Gix's command cannot take out Shieldred. And get back an Aftermath Analyst. They're going to draw 2. I'm guessing looking for a cut down. Oh, it's Sack with the highest CMC. That's right. Okay. That is fine. So we have second Shieldred. And what? I'm just second Shieldred. Restless Reef. That way I can potentially start attacking next turn. Like, I've got lethal if they can't answer the Shieldred right now. Go and find an elemental. I didn't even realize that was an elemental. Okay. We got another Dream Thief. So, pretty easy block on their part. Firing up the Restless Reef doesn't really do anything for me, so let's just attack. Play a Dream Thief. Don't want a Mirex. Play another Dream Thief. On Underground River, and now I've got a spell stutter for about 1 billion. Approximately. On to game 2. Okay. What have they got out of the sideboard? 1 Aclazot, 1 Anoint with Affliction, 1 Cruel Claws Heist, 1 Deadly Cover-Up, 1 Glissa Sunslayer, 1 Outrageous Robbery, 1 Shieldred, 2 Terra Sunder, 2 Terror Tide, 2 Titania Voice of Gaia, 2 Tranquil Frillback. So Terra Sunder is probably coming in because they need more answers to Shieldred. Titania has something about meld, but that doesn't look relevant. They're probably bringing in their own Shieldred. Outrageous Robberies probably coming in. Hard Advantage. Lissa. Maybe Deadly Cover Up. So what do I want? I want Duress. Anoint Answers. The Aftermath Analyst. And the Nissa. Negate and Disdainful Stroke are probably just a little better. Do I want Anoint? I think I need Plume Creed. Juliana seems pretty mid. Like, they're okay ditching stuff. Could just be a good removal spell, though. And then any of my counters look pretty bad that aren't like Negate or Disdainful Stroke because they just get so ahead on mana. But Anoint does exile Vine Lasher, Aftermath Analyst, and Nissa. So I think I do want some number of Anoint. Right. Double Mastermind plus a Malcolm. They keep. Yep. I do like having Malcolm. Just to be able to start filtering my hand a little bit. But the rest of the cards rest of the hand's pretty weak. You know what? We'll keep it. Find our black source off the bat. Definitely enjoy that. Love to have a cut down here. Okay, so I think I'm going Malcolm and plan next turn to like go for the throat. Maybe I hit another black source and can go for the throat plus Dream Thief. But I think I definitely want Malcolm kind of helping with the filtering here. Nissa, yep. Discard a Dream Thief. Would have liked a black source. I think we're just gonna go for the throat, the Nissa here. I just can't afford to have them have like a land to go get a card. Turn to your hand, sure. Second verse just like the first. Tidebinder. Well, that's interesting. Get rid of a mastermind. Okay, so I can Tidebinder a Nissa trigger. Or I can just go for the throat the Nissa right here. I think I'm just going to go for the throat the Nissa. No. Pass. I really wish I could have hit a fourth land. That would have made life so much easier just to be able to double spell. I know it was a sketchy keep with just like a Malcolm to help filter anyway, but I don't think it was like that bad of a keep. Take a mana. That's fine. I can counter the bear. Or Tidebinder this. That was pretty huge. That was pretty huge, if I do say so myself. Like to trade off your Nissa? Nope. Land? Ooh. Ooh, we're cooking with peanut oil now. Ditch a Dream Thief. Got a land. Just going to go for the bat. Bat seems reasonable. Pillage the Bog, Deadly Cover Up. Take a... So this is additional cost, collect evidence 6, destroy all creatures. So we'll take the Bog, right? Yeah. They go for the Deadly Cover Up. We disdainful stroke that. It's not a deadly cover-up. Power and tough equal to the number of lands you control. Yeah, I'm still countering this for sure. Might as well attack in because you're going to have deadly cover-up regardless. Discard. Discard cut down. It's not doing anything for me. I should have discarded Go for the Throat just so I could target the Nissa. That's probably fine. Pass. I think they like have to cast the Deadly Cover Up. Destroy all creatures. If evidence was collected, exile a card from an opponent's graveyard, then search his owner's graveyard, hand library for all copies. Did they... Yeah, they did collect evidence. They could hit Fairy Mastermind off this, which would kind of suck, but I guess I can Mirex if they do that. Not the end of the world. Yay! All right. Results round 1. Where is this alleged results tab? All right, let's get back to chat. All right, what did I miss? A family event, try to watch. 2 favorite Magic streamers going at it. Playing versus standard Scape Shift really was. No graveyard hate. Didn't need graveyard hate. Got Yuta. Who's playing Yuta? All right. So round 1, I just got fortunate to pair into, I think, the draw cards, not overly interactive combo deck with, Shieldred dot counter spells. So kind of fortunate pairing or fortunate matchup there. I don't know if we're allowed to go watch other people after the match. Let me ask somebody in here. All right, I'm waiting for a response to see if it's okay to go pull up someone else's stream while we're playing or while they're playing. I don't know if we're going to be able to, which I know sucks for having like a delay here, but I understand that you don't know, like, you don't want to create a situation where somebody in the event is in my chat because I didn't play them. And if I go watch another game, then there's a chance that they would get to see information they wouldn't have access to otherwise. So I get that if they say that they don't want us to go lurk on anybody else's channel. So, because the game of Magic involves always learning, had a buddy of mine that texted me after the match that plays a lot more like standard and limited than I do, and was giving me a breakdown like, oh, you fucked up this, this, and this, blah, 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 like normal after match stuff. Mirex, the turn it enters, activate, or can tap for one of any color. I did not read that line of text on that card ever. So he pointed out that there was a turn that match that I could have, like, I wanted to cast Dream Thief and hold up Go for the Throat, and I didn't have double black, and I could have, if I had known the Mirex line, I could have tapped the Mirex for black to play the Dream Thief and still held up Go for the Throat. So, punt count 1/2 for not reading the cards. Reading the cards explains the cards. Oh, did we win? Have been running errands? We did. We won 2. Tidebinder is really solid to have into up the beanstalk. Unfortunately, this hand's like a little land heavy, so I'm going to have to ship it back. I really need to hit like a 2-drop on curve, one of my 2-drop flyers. This is much better, especially if I can find a 3rd land, so I can curve like Bat into Preacher. So I'll keep Throwback Cut Down because I don't think they have any targets for it whatsoever. I really wish these Phantom Interferences were like Spell Pierce. Something that could actually interact on the draw with a 2-drop instead of being a 2-mana bad mana leak. I think 2 mana is so rough. Okay. No Up the Beanstalk is huge. Malcolm's really good, so I can lean on Phantom Interference and Malcolm if they don't do anything. All right. We're like 100% tide bindering a Fabled Passage, right? Like, I need to be gaining tempo anyway. Get lost. Can resolve. I think that's just like, yeah. There's just no way that's not right. He says, oh. Be still my beating heart. Now, are we... I think we're batting. See what's going on, and then we can decide on if we want to play another bat or not. Jace, Sunfall, Heaped Harvest, enters the battlefield. When you sack it, you may search your library for a basic land card, put it on the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. So I don't want them getting more land, so I think I'm taking that. Jace comes in with... How does this card work? Of course, like, I want to look at the card in Moxfield, and it's showing, like, this Phyrexian version. Jace. The Perfected Mind. Let's see how this works with completed. So it enters with 3 if I let them do that. So take the harvest and yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and bat. Take Sunfall. And start like mapping up my bats or something this next turn. Cavern of Souls pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and drop down a Jace. So now my clock is killing them before Jace matters. Let's go counter on a bat or land or something. Fine for the most part. So, do I want to get down Preacher? Like, I could just kill the bat, hit them for 4, get down Preacher. What do they run as far as 4 mana? They could have a Leyline Binding. They could have a temporary lockdown. But temporary lockdown wouldn't hit Tidebinder or Preacher. So I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to hit Jace for 1, hit them for 4, play Dream Thief, play Preacher. Keep another bat. Go. And if they go for something like another Jace here, I'm probably just ignoring it and going all face. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8. So if this map token hits a non-land, I just get to go all face. On the Preacher. I guess I should have Undercity Sewers first. That's pretty bad. Okay, so now Jace, you. And we'll play an Underground River, hold up double Phantom Interference, and hopefully call it a day. Dude, that Tidebinder strip mine was chef's kiss. Chef's kiss strip mine. Duress coming in. Negate Disdainful Stroke for sure. Their sideboard, they've got a 4th copy of Angel of Wrath, 3 Beza, another Harvest, 3 Negate, Big Nissa, 3 Obstinate Baloth, 3 Tranquil Frillback. So I can see Baloth coming in, Negate, maybe just bring in Beza, drop, maybe like trim on Herd Migrations. Really sure what I would board on their side. Do I want Kaito? Kaito is pretty nice. I know I'm boarding out cut downs. Probably want to trim on some number of Go for the Throat. Not all of them, but some. Keep Escort. And then maybe drop Phantom Interference on the draw and bring it back in on the play. Okay. Feels really, really good to steal game 1, because that means, like, even if game 2 goes south, we can potentially come back in game 3 on the play. All right. Got a bat, negate. Kaito, if you haven't seen Kaito before, basically says, like, when one of my creatures hits them, I can bounce it back and then activate Kaito a second time. So it's really good with stuff like Plume Creed, with the flash threats, the flash creatures, even with like the 1 mana ETB fairy. It just lets you draw extra cards. It's even solid with Deep Cavern Bat because I can like take something early and then later attack, get back the bat when it's something I don't care about, recast the bat. Tidebinder. Okay, am I leaning on negate here? They've got Jace, they've got... Yeah. They got Jace, they got Heaped Harvest, Up the Beanstalk. Bunch of stuff that I'm pretty okay negating. Having negate also makes my my flash threats look so much better. Cavern Name Beast. Obstinate Baloth. I could just Tidebinder the trigger. Not something I'm like super interested in, but I think I just want the Tidebinder on the battlefield at the moment. All right. Drop a bat. Sunfall Angel temporary lockdown. So we take the Angel, pass the turn, have negate for the Sunfall or the Wrath. Seems reasonable. Please don't Cavern of Souls naming Sunfall. They top decked another Angel. Gross. That is a hot, hot, hot fire draw from them, unfortunately. Surely they're not going to do it again, right? All right. So the hope is that they'll draw land. I negate something. Step one. I find a land and can get down Shieldred and hold up another negate. So I got a Sunfall. All right, let's think. Option number one. We attack, pick something up with Kaito, draw a card, see if maybe we find a land, and then we can like tick up on one of their threats. We can Kaito just try to find 2 lands. I could Shieldred and try to force them into Sunfall. Like, Shieldred force them into Sunfalls, not sounding bad. But they get the Angel back, and I don't want them getting the Angel back. So I think I have to Kaito, attack with the Tidebinder, pick it back up. Or I can like Kaito draw a card first to see if I hit the land. We could Deep Cavern Bat. Is that what I want to do? Like Deep Cavern Bat, gain a life, pick the bat back up. No. I just need to attack with the Tidebinder. Hit him. Kaito's going to pick back up the Tidebinder. The Baloth can't attack or block. Go. Another Baloth. Okay. Annoying, but fine. And then... Alright. So now we Kaito start ticking up on the Angel. Play out our Shieldred, hold up negate. So tick up on the Angel. Attack in with the bat, because I need to gain a little bit of life back, right? Or start gaining a little bit of life. I will not be picking the bat back up. Is the Angel an ETB? Is... So... still not returning. Here's a Shieldred. Go. Really need a brick out of you. Get lost on my Shieldred. Well, I've got to negate that or I die. So... Okay. Tick up Kaito on the Angel. Attack in with the bat. I could attack in with the Shieldred too, since I've got the backup Shieldred. I need a judge. When this enters, does it create one or separate triggers? I feel like it's not. Archangel of Wrath and Shauna's Tidebinder. My opponent casts Archangel of Wrath, kick twice, resolves, enters the battlefield. Second trigger, resolve, remove the abilities from the source after they've triggered, does not stop the ability and stack from resolving. Yeah, so they both trigger. Pick up on the Archangel. Attacking with the Shieldred. No. No. But I might. I think I am going to pick up the bat, though. I can always just take the angel back. But I do want to draw more cards. Okay. So replay our bat. Take a Archangel. Cast a Dream Thief. Trying to find more ways to interact. And now if they Sunfall, I get to let that resolve, into turn, flash in a Tidebinder. Leyline Binding. So enters, target probably the bat. Target the Shieldred. I would like to keep my Shieldred. And I would like you to not Sunfall. Shieldred, or the Kaito is also like really good insurance against the Sunfall. Yeah. Gonna Shieldred attack in. If I get to trade off with both of these Baloths, like, that's pretty okay, right? Get back the Dream Thief. The Dream Thief back. Go for the throat, sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I can play out the Shieldred. Because even if they top deck a land, I can still Spell Stutter. Ironically enough, This is a time that Spell Stutter would counter something that I would not be able to counter it if I had the other 1 mana counters. And it matters that Fairy Dream Thief is a fairy. Just keep that in mind. Ooh. Fairy Dream Thief. All right. Now we still need one more good counter before I feel any sort of safe. I think I'll go for the Throat, the Angel, just so that I can draw 2 with Kaito instead of having to waste 1 on making something unable to attack or block. I'll pick up the Tidebinder. Activate Kaito again. Pass the turn. Now we've got Tidebinder up. We've got Go for the Throat. Our opponent's dead if they brick. Temporary lockdown, I don't think actually does anything. They get the Archangel, but they can't cast the Archangel currently, and they can't kick it. So they're just dead on board. Here's a Tidebinder. Oh, all right. Let's throw up some results somewhere. Let's open up chat again before I miss everything. All right. What did I miss in Twitch chat? Fairy carry, right? Okay. What are the chances he remembers Mirex taps for mana this game? I did remember. I just didn't need to. Reddist coming in with the 35-month resub. Thank you so much. Welcome back to the subscribers. Enjoy. Continue access to all of our sweet custom Death Shadow emotes. I did remember Mirex. Why not Migration? Because I didn't care about the Migration. Like, I had counter spells to the 7-mana sorcery speed play that can be countered. Like, I could care less about the Herd Migration, especially when my opponent was like 4 lands away. Shy hype indeed. Why not just Tidebinder Lockdown anyway if you're going to cast it for damage? Didn't matter. Like, they couldn't cast the Angel after they locked down. They were constrained on white mana. So, just didn't matter. Did I read the sub message? What's the chicken's favorite shoe brand? Reebok, bok, bok. Reebok. Love a good dad joke. All right, let's update our record. 2-0 with Dimir Midrange. Dimir very mid-range. All right, where are... Don't have anything for results round 2 yet. Never mind, we do. And updated. Nice. Did you end up winning versus Domain? I did. 2-0'd over Domain. Thanks in part to game one, Tidebindering a Fabled Passage. Their third land, Tidebinder the Fabled Passage. They missed their third land drop for a turn. And then game two, won with Spell Stutter on a Sunfall where they had 2 mana, but we had a Fairy Dream Thief, so they had to pay 3. Fairy Dream Thief over the 1 mana Merfolk that makes a map token. First time watching Standard on Twitch. Only Mike can make me do it. Well, I'll take that W. Psychotog, thank you so much for the follow. Hope you're having an awesome Saturday. I will put Psychotog like over Psychic Frog in my mental rankings. So good job on the choice there. See who else is playing. Going into round 3, coverage should be starting. And so there's going to be feature matches. Maybe we can snag a feature match. There's Aaron playing. Like green-black crimes. Green-black crimes against humanity. Can you elaborate a bit why you made this blue-black deck more mid-rangey, playing no Gix, etc.? Is it to combat the aggro stuff? It is exactly to combat the aggro stuff. Preacher, I think, is much better into like the prowess decks. Being just like a 2/4 means it's harder to overcome. Making life-linking tokens is really nice. Helps stabilize the board a lot better. And doesn't require you to like aggro attack in with some of your flyers to get value. And it's another card that like you have to kill in the mid-range mirrors. Gix is a little more prone to not having to kill it, but like Preacher gets to attack and you have to deal with it. And because most of the mid-range matchups are on like go for the throat and cut down as their only removal, you can't kill it with cut down, so you have to use go for the throat. And the more go for the throats that get used on the Preachers, the less go for the throats there are for Shieldreds. So that is my reason. That's also like the prowess decks and how popular they are on Magic Online is why I'm so heavy into like cut downs, the Ford go for the throat, plus like the Anoint with Affliction in the sideboard. Like, don't you feel like you run out of gas often? So I would definitely say we're weaker into the mid-range matchups where running out of gas is more prevalent. But at the same time, like if the game is over with, then I don't care about it being over with no cards in hand. Like I don't need it to have 7 cards in hand when the game finishes. But at the same time, like spending time kind of spinning wheels also makes you worse when you have to get a mission done. When like you need to get on the board and you need to kill things and you need to interact early. And Gix just like doesn't do that. It's like Gix means that I need to play turn one, 1-drop, or turn 2, 2-drop into Gix, which means I'm taking multiple turns off of interacting to try to draw more cards. And in the meantime, your opponent is just running you over. But if you don't play out Gix or play out the cheap threat to try to attack and draw cards, then you get to interact, and your follow-up is like a roadblock play, a Preacher or Shieldred that comes down. Your opponent doesn't get to attack back into it, and then you start attacking and taking back over. Makes sense. Apart from having access to Mana Leak, do you think the 1-drop fairy is worth it over Siren? I like putting maps on the lifelink bat in the stock build. The maps are fine. Like, having map, having the bat, cool interaction. I like the Dream Thief because, for one, it helps to filter some of these early draws a little bit better because you don't have to play the Dream Thief and then spend mana on the map, which can take you off playing a 2-drop on turn 2. You just like get the Surveil on the front side. When you block with them proactively, you get the advantage of being able to exile them from your yard from a card later, especially if you got like a Shieldred out or something, or works good into Liliana to help you kind of refill. So I've been impressed with the Dream Thief, and the fact that it makes Spell Stutter a little bit better is an upside. Like we saw in that last game, Phantom Interference wouldn't have countered that Sunfall. The other counter wouldn't have hit the Sunfall, but Spell Stutter did. I think Spell Stutter just like stays live a little bit longer, and that makes a big deal. I don't really know what's going on there. I don't recognize most of those cards. Ads are miserable. But I don't really feel like I run out of gas. If anything, I... Okay. Win the die roll. Love to see that. One land. Don't love to see that. I will gladly trade in like Shieldred for a second land here. But I did mention it is a straight up Dimir mirror. We'll mulligan this. Okay. Throw back a Shieldred. Yep. One turn too late. If they want to fight over this. Binder. Hardly know her. Get into a fairy mastermind fight. Sure. Yeah. Gonna be a little annoying if they have a Gix here. Counter this. Counter, no counter, counter, no counter, counter, no counter. Sure. Land? Okay. Well, it's a little slow, but it's a land. And we do have go for the throat in case they have a Shieldred here. Like a Gix. Easy, take that out. Gonna go ahead and fetch here because if they have Tidebinder, I really don't want my fetch there getting Tidebindered. I got like this chat up in the side, and the first thing I see is, I believe I'm not playing the right person. They just played a card not in their deck list. There. Probably a pretty good indicator you're not playing the right person. This doesn't affect lands, I don't believe. But get the chance for like one less thing to worry about. Try to take it. Very mastermind. Okay. It's pretty good into Liliana. All right. Don't Tidebinder me. All right. So I need to counter that. Unfortunately, really don't want to counter this, but I kind of need my mana. Take the Shieldred. I guess I could take the Liliana. All right, see if they want to trade off. Or no, this token can't block, so I don't care about that. They can, however, make a token to chump. Maybe I just want to tick up and see if I can, like, get them to spend. But I guess if they make a token to chump, they can't activate the Fairy Mastermind. Yeah, we'll tick up. Okay. This is going to be an interesting one going into the board. They're definitely on the slightly go bigger plan than I am. So it's kind of funny that we're just talking about the Shadow versus Murktide matchup. How like they're the uh, slightly bigger list there. Then you got this is kind of the same situation. All right, Kaito, great. Aclazotz. Harvester's probably fine. Like, comes down, kills off all the fairy masterminds and bats and whatnot sitting around. The rest. Anoint with Affliction. All right, so they've got an Aclazotz coming in. Gix's Command. 2 Liliana. I don't think I want Negate. But I kind of want these Anoints. Like, what if I just cut a bunch of the counter spells, bring in Anoints, cut, like, some bats, have another cut down. They've got 3 Tidebinder, 4 Spyglass, a Plume Creed, 4 Mastermind, 2 Urtai, 4 Bat that all get hit with cut down. Disdainful Stroke hits Gix's Command, Harvester, Shieldred. I don't think that's enough. Negate hits. Cut down, go for the throat. Phantom Interference, 3 steps ahead. They're probably boarding out some number of that. So, yeah, I think I'm just going with this. Hand is solid. Yep, keep. I should have let on Fabled Passage, probably. Find an untapped land and bail me out. Love to see that. And we're definitely windmill slamming a Preacher here. Although can't EOT kill it. Yep. Definitely not the ideal outcome. Yeah. I'm just going to jam a bit. Yeah. If they have bat plus cut down, or bat plus go for the throat, that's rough for us. What you want? Tick up Liliana. I feel like they probably should have taken the cut down. That way Liliana makes me ditch my land and I can't double spell next turn. Now I will say that I tried out the like mid-range heavy list like they're playing on Arena, and I could not get the deck to function to save my life. Like I couldn't curve out. I was never seeing bats. Just nothing was going according to plan. All right, so let's attack at the Liliana. They're gonna block with a bat, give me back something. Well, they do know about the Tide Binder, so if they've got a counter spell, maybe I just want to let them Lily ult. Not ult, but minus. It's like, does this get better for me if I flash in Tide Binder and they have counter spell? Probably not. Yep. Yeah, kind of figured that. On the bright side, we do have a bunch of interaction kind of rolled up, so that's nice. Did not pause there. Okay. We'll just pass. Yep. It's okay. Probably going to end up using this Fairy Mastermind. Sure. We dream thiefing. I wonder if I want to Liliana and start ticking up. Sidebinder my ETB. Okay. Such a like narrow spot. Like if I Liliana tick up and they have a removal spell is one of their last two, then I just lose on the spot, right? They kill my Dream Thief and then like kill my Liliana. Got another counter. No counter. Get the Tidebinder off the board. Okay. Harvester's gone, so my best draw basically becomes my own Harvester. Yeah. All right, well, that can trade with a Tidebinder. What happens if I trade with the bat? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I get cut down back. So I trade with the Tidebinder. I go to 4. If I trade with the bat, I get cut down back. I've got Restless Reef to maybe trade. I just have to get something off the board. Liliana does not get rid of the reef. 4, 1, 2. What can Dream Thief draw me into? Have to be Go for the Throat. And Liliana down tick, then I'm just dead to the Restless Reef. Hold up my Restless Reef to block theirs. And I'm dead to them just like attacking with these and having interaction. Best case scenario would be what? They fire up the reef. I trade reefs. Untap, draw. What's it called? The harvester. Yep. So I'm dead if I cast both of these, right? Go to 1. Liliana Edict. I'm dead. Dream Thief, and I'm dead. Cut down 1 token, and I'm dead. Play another creature, and I'm dead. All right. Oh, we got steamrolled. Definitely got to go back and watch that one. Oh, we got clapped. Update the stream title after that one. Oof. All right. What did game 3? I jammed Preacher into the Liliana. Kind of an odds play. Like, what are the chances they have the Liliana versus just having like a removal spell? Liliana obviously much worse for us, especially when we are on the play. I didn't have anything else to do that turn, did I? Like, I think it was just... I didn't have a counter spell is what I mean. I think if I had a counter spell, I hold that up, but no counter, no hold up. What about blue-black Bassine in Modern, like the list Spike was playing? Did he say something about like top 8'd twice with it? I'll let my opponent from last round post results. I messed around way back when the Assassin's Creed set dropped. I messed around with like a blue-black Basim Shadow list. Way back, like trying to turbo flip Tamiyo with it and all that. Let me see if I can find it. Expect me to remember my tapped out login information? I don't remember what account this was under. Clearly not that one. Is it here? Dex, CL. No. None of these are what I want. Log out. Log in. Can't find it. Either way, I had a blue-black Basim list that I had put together and just like Goldfish did. It was when Basim was spoiled, but before the set was actually released, so I never got a chance to play it. But it was kind of cool. Like, seems pretty interesting. And of course, I'm always in that shadow mindset of like, oh, if you Basim, hit them twice, then you get to start enabling stub with Basim, and that's really cool. You draw off your baubles, you draw off Mox Amber, you can play Mox Amber with Tamiyo. Let's see. Let's go find Spike's list. I feel like this is a view more next page kind of deck. And it's going to be under something that like doesn't tell you what it is at all. No way. This is a page one deck. Okay. It's just under Dimir Midrange. So it is technically a page one deck. Buddy. GB C Fave. Is it C Fave? Just had it. C Fave MTG. That buddy. All right. So I am going to go radio silent or talk through lines. Closing out chat. I will catch y'all on the flip side. Waiting for opponent. All right. So they got it. Let's see where we are. Am I supposed to be making it? There we go. Play. C-Fave MTG. All right. So their deck list is really similar to the ramp decks, like Archangel, temporary lockdowns, a little more cheap interaction, noticeably. Not a whole lot that deals with Shieldred. They do have a Destroy Evil. They do have Beza. This has got to be reasonable, right? Just Mastermind into Liliana or something. They do have a lot of ways of dealing with Fairy Mastermind, so I don't expect it to live very long. They do have Torch the Tower. Yeah, we're just gonna go for the Mastermind here. Probably go ahead and slam Lily and start ticking up. Torch the Tower is a 2 of, so them having it right there, a little bit rough. Would much prefer to see basically any other spell. Caretaker's Talent, yep. Okay, so let's get down Shieldred. We'll keep ticking up Liliana. MTGO. They've got Beza, Ral, Destroy Evil. Am Am I just Liliana minusing? That seems really rough, right? Like, I feel like I want this Liliana going for ult. But I just hate losing one of these removal spells. Kill the otter. Attack Ral. I think I just keep ticking up the Lily. I just want Lily ult as a way to end the game. And if they go like Anchorage, fire up to attack at the Lily. And maybe I can like minus, kill the otter, attack the Ral. Alright. Pretty good turn by them. We're doing what? Attack Ral, minus Lily. Or just playing the other Shieldred, ticking up the Lily. Yeah. Just gonna try to save my Shieldreds. Okay. Liliana is down. Removal spell for this otter token would be pretty clutch. It's also pretty decent. They'll just kind of like keep focusing on trying to keep their board a little clear. And maybe eventually Shieldred just burns them out. I guess I was supposed to wait until this resolved and then the token trigger went on the stack. But this has flying. Yep. Beza. Okay. Hide binders have reach. Go to treasure token. Binder controls more lands. Give life. Blah, blah, blah. Draw a card. We'll just keep tacking at them. They're going up to like 32 life, which is kind of insane. Going to a braid. I could Tide Binder and just shut off the Ral. I better just wait on that. Cut down is really nice. So let's pass it back. This triggers the Caretaker's talent. Go onto the card, lose some more life. Gain a little life back. Do finally find a Destroy Evil. Can't do a lot about. They do have 2 copies of 3 Steps Ahead in their main deck. So if they hit that, this would have sucked so much. Get a token's copy of target token you control. Okay. Mirex, the turn it enters the battlefield, can make mana of any color. Not that that's relevant here, but I just want to prove that I pay attention. All right. Can't draw a card. They do have plenty of ways of like gaining life and stuff, so definitely a lot they can do. Create a token. It's a copy of target artifact or creature you control. Enters. Create a treasure if an opponent controls more lands. I do not. Gain 4 life, and if an opponent has more life, I do. So they gain 4, draw 2 cards off their caretaker's talents, and lose the 4 that they gain. Resolving correctly. Children. We had no business winning that game whatsoever. Sideboarding, what do we got? I guess I'm supposed to be sharing my screen. Whoops. Screen. Live. Okay. Sideboarding. They've got 2 more Beza. Kutzel's Flanker. I have no idea what this card is. ETB, choose 1, put a 1/1 counter. Creature left the battlefield. You gain 2, scry 2, exile target player's graveyard. Sure. Lord of the Third Path. Don't care. Negate. Rest in peace. Don't care. Sunder the Getaway. Destroy target non-token artifact or enchantment. Incubate 2. Don't care. Tidebinder's decent. Forge is decent. So I definitely want Duresses. I definitely want Negate. Probably Disdainful Stroke because it does hit. Archangel, Ral, Beza. Want Eclipse. Harvester. Always to deal with them going wide. Aclazots could be okay. Maybe I want to bring in Kaito on the play. What do I want to take out? Liliana looks really bad. Trim on some go for the throats. Trim on some cut downs. Malcolm seems fine. Mastermind seems great. I want Tidebinder. Tidebinder hits like some ETB abilities, but that's it. Doesn't hit enchantments. And trim a bat on the draw. All right. Yeah, we'll keep this. Got interaction. We've got flash threat. We've got lands. Got a Wrath effect. I'm like, fine if they try to slam a caretaker's count or talent. Fine if they try to pass. You want to fight over this? Free ditch on the Dark Slick Shores, and we'll just pass back, hold up our Phantom Interference. Malcolm gone. What you got? Let me see. Let me see. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Hit me, baby, one more time. Create a treasure, pay a life, make a blue fish token. Alright, let's attack. Or just playing a preacher. Or do I want to hold up, go for the throat? 4 cards in hand. It's like a 3 steps ahead. I do think I'm going to fight over this. So if they follow up with like a Beza, I can just go for the throat and like start attacking in with my preacher. So Ral? No. Forge? Sure. Just a free block, right? Now, Preacher gets to do everything. Could go for the throat, the Tide Binder. We'll just tack in, draw a card, make a dude. Play a Restless Reef, say yo. Now these do have trample, so I got to be somewhat careful of that. I want to manage my life total so that I get both of the triggers. I get the preacher, both the lose life, draw a card, and the make a life linker trigger. So that's kind of my goal here. Okay. And let's just go ahead and fire off the duress. See what's up. Gate, got it. Go. Another copy of Forge. So if I go block, I take 2, gain 2. If I block here, I take 3, gain 1. So that's good for Preacher. Yeah. Okay. All right. And I'm hoping for a big, like, alpha strike turn here pretty soon. Like, kill the Tidebinder. Get to attack in with everything. Like if I fire up the Restless Reef. Yeah. Fire up the Reef. Block here. Braid the Reef. I want to just go for the throat. The token and keep my Reef alive. That's seems reasonable. More Reefs. This is 4 mana to make a dude. All right. See what we got. Get a fish. The forge is like a nightmare. If it was only one forge, I'd feel pretty decent here, but having two forges is tough. You still get to block one of these kind of for free. Another removal spell, or is this sack draw? Okay. Let's make a 2/2 flyer. Now, if I fire up the reef, attack all, they block, or block, take 4. Can't really do that. Just attack. Probably just gonna have to give up a this just like free block with fish and tidebinder if I attack with both. Is that okay? What if I go attack all out? Because I kind of need to push through some damage while they can't anchorage. Leave 1 back. Two, go to 4. Play a Dream Thief. Go. Believe that probably kills me. A 6 and a 4. We fire up reef. We block. That definitely kills me. So, disdainful stroke. Yeah. All right. Forge pretty solid. Tidebinder does interact with Forge, so let's go that plan, and we'll drop. I think I have to keep the Eclipses in. Maybe I want Aclazots back, because like Aclazots can stand in front of some Forge tokens for a while. Don't think I want Escort. I'm going to cut the Disdainful Strokes. They just didn't look like they cared about the big stuff post board. Maybe that changes on the draw. I don't want to bring Kaito in. Grindy mid-range matchup just helps me find stuff. Pour down another bat. Okay. Okay. I'm going to get like super punished, I think, if they go the opposite route and like they went smaller game 2 and then go game 3 and just go like over the top big. Their over the top big beats my over the top big by like a pretty significant margin. But if they stay low, I think there's a reasonable chance. I think there's a reasonable chance that I can outvalue their low. Yeah, I'm just trying to curve out here. In a plains, sure. See what we flip with these preachers or with Malcolm. I will definitely like windmill slam a preacher here, since they're going to have to main phase destroy evil if they want to deal with it. And I've just got a backup. Gone. Just want to ditch like River, play Restless Reef, play Preacher. I know one of their cards is a Shivan port. That's such a good draw. Yeah. Now wait till next turn for the Kaito. I could potentially just like Malcolm and play it for free. It's like a Sunfall. I guess I just don't want to pay a life. All right. Demolition Field is pretty good. Yeah. Not going to spend a bunch of mana to fire up Risen or Restless Reef just to have you blow it up. Ish. All right. That might be game over. I just want to drop Shieldred. Yeah. Not too often you get to see a Malcolm actually trigger. That's pretty dope. But I think this one is about wrapped up. Doing this on their draw step. That looks like more than 4 mana. I would like to spell stutter that. GG's. GG's. Super close ones. Pairings results round 4. Okay, let's get back to Twitch chat. Malcolm is basically the Ragavan of Standard. I don't know if I'd go that far. It's fun. It's no Ragavan. All right. What did I miss? Bowmaster, Spell Snare, Tasker might be impossible as a 3-colored deck, but would Ragavan be a good fit? Just has to be historic, right? Not legendary, right? Have you seen the new Duskmourn Psychic Frog at home? I have not. Sounds cool, but I have not seen it. Oh, apparently a bunch of the people were watching us there at the end. I think we were the last ones, or one of the last ones. Are we Basim gaming? We were looking at some Basim options. The stream just got me into standard right now. Like I kind of want to buy this deck in paper. The deck is pretty fun. Good luck in the rest. Got a bail. Go crush it. MSV, appreciate you. Thanks so much for hanging out. But standard has been like more fun than I thought it was. Obviously, we don't get Death Shadow and Thoughtseize. So that's a pretty big drawback. But at the same time, we get like free Malcolm casts and Preacher, the Schism. Preacher's really fun. I like this card a lot. Preacher's fun. Shieldred wins you games you have no business winning. We'll keep this. Turn 2 Bat. We find another land. We can like turn 3 Preacher. Or just Spell Stutter. Do moles to 6. Would have loved to see a tapped land here instead of a basic swamp. So could have a cut down. Worst case would be cut down, bat back. We'll risk it for the biscuit. Or just bat back. Do I want to take the go for the throat? Yeah. That way, if they bat and I potentially like don't get my Preacher taken, I can just slam Preacher. We'll leave Go for the Third up there just in case. Land. Nice. Not going to attack. Play out a Preacher, say go. All right, so they do get their cut down back, or they're not their cut down, they're Go for the Throat. But we do have a Plume Creed escort. Have like Menace or anything? No. I would like my Go for the Throat back, please. And block, so we get both sides of the Preacher. Yeah, just go ahead and play out the Plume Creed. Show me a land. Not a land. Are we just going to have just a race to see who can find the third land or next land? All right. Well, that was very much a non-game. Like, them not having any green mana. Kind of rough. Just a battle back and forth of some terrible little bats. Sideboard. We got Choking Miasma. I don't care about that. Disfigure, don't care. Duress. Nah. Liliana's good. Nissa is fine. Tranquil Frillback, I don't really care about. So, Liliana's, Vraska's, Nissa's Go for the Throat are the things that I really care about. So, Negate, I definitely do want in. Anoint with Affliction is a good exile-based answer to the Dread Knight. So I will bring in my Anoints. Kaido's great in the mid-range mirrors. Aklazot's great. Do I want Disdainful Stroke? It hits Hostile Investigator, Vraska, Nissa, and that's it. Like, not bad, but I don't think that's good enough to warrant bringing in. Interference is pretty bad. Want to be bat heavy on the draw. Kind of contemplating dropping Liliana's, which seems so weird to say in like a mid-range matchup, but they're making me discard. Definitely can't discard into an Investigator. So let's just go all the bats out. Drop a Spell Stutter. No, Cut Down doesn't hit that much, honestly. I'm going to drop a couple Cut Downs. Cut down hits Bat, which they're likely to board out some number. Vine Lasher, and Dread Knight. But like, I don't want to be hitting Dread Knight with a bat. Big Bucks, no duress. This hand's coming down so much to like whether or not I hit the land on turn 3. Did not really expect them to bring in Disfigure. I'm taking the strip mine opportunity. Also prevents them from having double green, if that matters. Okay, that's a decent chunk. Hmm. Only 4 Fabled Passage. All right, I'm going to pass. Obviously, I don't like passing here, but I think I'd rather pass than have things get worse. Like so. Show me a land. Thank you. All right. Opportunity to turn things around. This is like what I think Preacher does better than Gix. So it's kind of time to put up or shut up. Okay. Can deal with the Malcolm. Give me a token. Feel like I could go for the throat, or is this just Fountain Port draw a card? Yeah. Got to keep my my Preacher around. I need it. Like, there's already so many dead removal spells against Preacher that I just don't think I can afford to, like, let one go unpunished, because any removal spell that could deal with the Preacher uh, also deals with Shieldred. So the more I get out of hand, the better for me. Make a fish. Sure. Yep. Okay. They have like lookout plus uh removal spell. With the top 5 cards, put a land from among them onto the battlefield tapped. Okay, so that's going to resolve. Pull my token. We are going to flash in Malcolm and go for the throat, the lookout. The last card, another cut down. It is. Oh, disfigure. Okay. Well, could have been worse. Are empty-handed at least. So this becomes a 4/4 attacks. Create a food. Exile up to 1 target card from a graveyard. Okay. We can deal with that. Not well, but deal with it nonetheless. Liliana. I don't really care about Liliana. I think I just need to negate. I think I just don't want them having more stuff that I have to deal with. And sack a clue, draw a card. I don't think they're running like any sweepers outside of choking miasma. Now Preacher's going to start drawing me cards. Yep. They know about the Phantom Interference. Surveil before we draw. Got to be like pretty all right, right? Got a cottage that they can animate. Sure. But if they animate the cottage, then they can't. We'll cut down. Yeah. Cut down a Vine Lasher. See how you want to block. Yep. Like Fountain Port, draw a card. Seems reasonable. All right. I've got aggressively lethal on my turn. Whew. Love to see that. Really, really good game. Dimir. Dimir is where it's at. Tell all the people. All the non-believers out there. That 2-0. Double check. Yeah. Did he win first game? Yeah, we did win first game. Doomweight kept a mold of 6 with 2 swamps and never saw a third land, so never saw green mana, never saw third land to cast anything. And we had a bit of a back and forth over some deep cavern bats. Kind of ended up getting a little fortunate that I drew like one more piece of interaction in the bat back and forth than Doom did. I was Anoint Ben in the sideboard. I swapped one for a copy of the End for facing things like Beza or the Kicker Angel. I've liked Anoint for the Magic Online leagues because it's just prowess everywhere. And then green-black mid-range, being able to exile the, what's it called? The Mosswood Dread Knight. Not so great in most other metas, but if you're just expecting a bunch of like green-black, blue-black mid-range mirrors and prowess, I think it's really good since it doesn't care how big your thing is against the prowess decks. Plus it's exile, so the death triggers don't matter. And then exiling like the Dread Knight and stuff. Super nice. Also hits like Gix, Preacher, Schisms. See, the end is the 4-mana one. Got this 2-mana one. Format standard. Like the 4-mana one that gets cheaper, right? Oh, it's going to point out like everything that says end of turn or the end of combat, the end of your second main phase. There. Yeah, the 4-mana gets cheaper if you have lower life total. Like, it's fine. I think if your goal is to deal with like the angels and Atraxas and stuff, then yeah, it's better. My goal is kind of try as aggressively as possible to not get to that point in the game. And if you do and they resolve those things, you're probably just like losing anyway. But we are 4-1 going into the last round. There is no cut to top 8. You just play out the rounds. I don't know what the prizes are. It's like payout based on wins. It's not based on like top 8 or anything. Yeah, so 6 match wins is $1,250. 5 match wins is $600. If you get to, so like if you go into the last round 5-0 and lose the last round, you get $750. If you go into the last round at 4-1 and win, then you get if you go into the last round 4-1 and win your last round, it's $600. So $750 if you lose last round, $600 if you win and end up 5-1. 4 match wins, which is what we're at, is 500 play points, 50 treasure chests, and a digital set of the most recent expansion. And it goes to like your main account, not your Daybreak account, so I don't have to worry about like not being able to sell stuff off, which is cool. So basically this last round is playing for either 50 chests and a set of whatever the Bloomborough or $600. Win $600. Tell me. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. A buy at 4-1. There's no way I've got to buy in the last round. Unfortunately, that's the way this cookie crumbles. 11 players left does not an even pairing list make. So we got to buy in round 6. So there's no top 8 in this one, Zeriak. It's all based off of off your wins. Your payout is based off the number of wins that you get. So this buy in the last round just bumped me from 50 chests and a Bloomborough standard set to $600. Just like not playing. Yeah, free win GG's. I mean, like, from an EV standpoint, I'm not mad about it, but I feel like we were having some good standard matches, and I was actually enjoying them. And the fact that this is a free to enter event means that I wouldn't have minded picking up like a loss in the last round. It would have been fun to play, but not really anything I can do about that. So, yeah. So 4-1, 5-1 asterisk, I guess, with Dimir Midrange. The only match we lost was to the Mirror, playing Gix instead of Preacher, the one-mana Pirate Dude instead of Fairy Dream Thief, and everything else was about the same. Oh, they had the other one-mana counter spell, the one that can like draw or something. So yeah, fun match. We did get rolled by that one though. But our other 4 matches were like 2-0 over green-black, lands matter, or like some land combo deck, get lands back for your graveyard. 2-1 over Jeskai tokens. 2-0 over green-black. And the loss, and then what was the other one? Round 2. What was round 2? 2-0 over... Oh, domain ramp. That's what that was. So, yeah. Fun times. Slapped up Doom. Well, Doom got very, very unlucky. Game 1, he just kept a 2 swamp hand, never saw a 3rd land, never saw a green source. And then game 2, we were doing pretty back and forth, but like I was just a step ahead, I think, the whole time. Like couldn't answer Preacher. Preacher ended up drawing me like 6 cards or something stupid. I do think anybody running the deck or interested in running the deck needs to look at Preacher as like a, yo, play this card. But, okay. Let's talk about the deck list real quick. So, first off, Blue-Black, I think, is an absolute blast to play, especially if you really like the whole tempo-y game plan. And when I say tempo-y, I know people will argue to the death that like tempo is not a real thing. Efficiency, cheap disruption, and in the case of a deck like this, being able to hold up like a counter spell. Your opponent doesn't want to play into it. You flash in a threat, I think, is such a fun game plan. Just any of these like blue-black mid-rangey kinds of decks. So super fun to play. Definitely consider checking it out. I do think you can customize this deck a fair amount to be bigger, to go better into the other mid-range decks. I don't think there's a lot you can do more than what I've done to be better against the aggro decks. Because, like, I've gone all in on 4 cut downs in the 75, 4 go for the throats, preachers, 3 Anoint with Afflictions. Like, I am overkill for the aggressive creature decks. But if you wanted to go more for the mid-rangey stuff, you could find room. Malcolm really overperformed. Big Malcolm fan. Preacher was fantastic. Mastermind was meh. Shieldred was fantastic. Tidebinder was fantastic. Bat's fine. Dream Thief, I still think, is like really solid if you're wanting to go the Spell Stutter route. But if you don't want to go the Spell Stutter route, then I can absolutely understand going back to the blue dude that makes maps. Didn't miss the extra 1 mana counters. Negate was great. Disdainful Stroke was great. Harvester I didn't see. Aclazotz didn't see. Eclipse. I saw both Eclipse against tokens in round 2, and they killed me with Urabrask Forges. So if you expect Forges out of the board, Eclipse is pretty bad. Maybe like just having an extra Tidebinder for that or something would be okay. Anoint, I don't think we actually saw in any of the matches we brought it in. Kaito absolutely won us a game against Domain. Just being able to like attack in with, I think, what did we have? We had a bat and like a fairy Dream Thief. In the first couple turns, we just kept returning the bat, giving them their angel back, drawing an extra card, replaying the bat, taking their angel, and then eventually just like found a Dream Thief and started bouncing that and drawing extra cards. So Kaido I absolutely love. Liliana was great for our opponents, not so great for us. Spell Stutter, there was a non-zero number of times that Spell Stutter countered something that Phantom Interference or Two Steps Ahead could not have countered. And I think that's kind of saying something that's really fun. But other than that, yeah, deck's sick. So you picked up your Dimir Shadow deck for an RCQ today, won all matches except my 2 Boros Energy opponents who slaughtered me 2-0 in both games. That matchup feels unwinnable. Truth. Completely understand your feeling there because that matchup does feel absolutely atrocious. Bowmaster helps out a good bit. Obviously, it's not like an end-all be-all, but just being able to pick off extra creatures here and there, control, like, what's it called? A Johnny flips to inopportune times, pick off Ocelot Prides, pick off some Raptors that are just kind of hanging around, stuff like that. Deluge is okay, but you have to be really aggressive about like not falling too behind with your life early if you're planning on Deluge. So be conservative with your life total. Blood Moon's a pain. There's going to be a number of games where your opponent just goes like turn 1 Guide of Souls, turn 2 Raptor Blood Moon, and there's nothing you can do about it. I am going up on Spell Snares a bit for that matchup. Stern, like an extra Stern Scolding in the sideboard. Honestly, it's just like a really rough matchup, and you have to get fairly lucky. You need a Nethergoy for a Shadow down, and you need it to stick. So a lot of the times that's going to mean like not countering your opponent's Galvanic Discharge on like your Bowmaster or Tamiyo, but saving it for a Static Prison on a Shadow or another Nethergoyf. Flage honestly doesn't win that many games. Like, Flage is good and Flage is annoying, but most of the time when you lose, it's because they went wide with, like, Ocelot Prize and Guide of Souls and just started, like, attacking through whatever you put out. Turn 2 Blood Moon actually happened today. It, like I said, it happens, and when it does, more often than not, there is nothing you can do about it. Which I hate to say, it sucks. I hate that mentality, but it happens. keep your counter spells for 2-for-1s. Like, don't counter Guide of Souls, don't counter Ocelot Pride, but do counter Amped Raptors and a Johnny's. If you have the choice between Stern Scolding and Spell Snare, use the Stern Scolding first because the Spell Snare can hit a Goblin Bombardment, which you definitely don't want resolving. And most of the stuff that's not 2 mana creature-wise, you either don't want to counter anyway, like the Ocelots and the Guides, or you can't counter with Stern Scolding like Flage. So, I think that's about it for that matchup. But we are going to call it there. I'm going to send everybody over to Todd Anderson, who's finishing up his last round of the standard event. So if you want to check that out, feel free to stick around, share some love from the chat. Otherwise, really, really appreciate everybody coming and hanging out. Super fun event. Hope maybe this got you interested in checking out standard some, because I do think I'm going to play some more standard in the near future. I had a really good time testing for this event. I think that the gameplay is really fun. I think the cards that you get to cast are really fun. So I'm on board with standard at the moment. Doesn't mean I'm cutting into the modern content, just something different. So other than that, again, appreciate all y'all. Thanks so much to the new follows, the new subscribers. I'm gonna drop a couple links in chat real quick. The YouTube, if you want to see like this event live, or the recording of this event later, as well as any of like the shadow content, whatnot. Twitter, first place it goes live whenever we have a live stream or whenever a big event's coming up. That's the place it gets updated. So if you want any news on what's coming up, that's where you need to check out. And the Discord, if you want to come join the Control Freak Discord, talk all things shadow, blue, black, mid-range, and standard, any other archetype, any other event, we probably got a channel for it. So feel free to hop over, say hey, see what's going on. Other than that, hope you all have a fantastic rest of your afternoon or evening. Stay safe. Enjoy some good food and company. Catch y'all back later. Adios.